It was early in the morning. The sky was still sleepy, and the sun was like a light slowly peeking through a curtain. When Toprak and his family got into the car, the streets were quiet. On the long road toward Ankara, the car moved steadily toward the heart of Turkey. Looking out the window, Toprak admired the steppe landscape he was seeing for the first time. Fields in shades of yellow, rolling hills, a few flocks of sheep by the roadside. It all felt like a prelude to the journey. Suddenly, a big sign passed in front of them, "Welcome to Ankara." Toprak's eyes sparkled. His father was at the wheel, and his mother was in the front seat studying the map. But in the back seat sat a little boy whose excitement had grown into a mountain inside him. Because Ankara wasn't just the capital of Turkey, for him. When they entered the city, the roads were wide and the buildings looked strong and tall. Ankara had its own special feeling. Not too loud, not too quiet. When they got out of the car, Toprak looked up, and there it was, Anıtkabir. A big and powerful building standing tall under the grey sky. They walked toward the stairs. Their footsteps echoed. Toprak climbed slowly, hands in his pockets. No one was talking. Everyone walked with respect. It felt like time had stopped. The feeling was the same for all: gratitude, admiration, love. When they reached the heart of Anıtkabir, Toprak looked down. He felt something deep inside. It wasn't sad, it felt more like a big responsibility. He stood still in silence. Without moving his lips, he whispered in his heart, "You don't need to know someone to love them." His parents stood beside him quietly. At that moment, they weren't just visiting a monument, they were meeting history. Toprak imagined Ataturk's voice, "O Turkish youth." He was just a child, but he felt strong inside. He was a part of this country too. After Anıtkabir, they walked to an old, simple building. It was the Republic Museum, the first Grand National Assembly. Toprak stood in front of the building for a while. "Did it all begin here?" he whispered. Inside, he smelled old wood. The rooms were lit with soft lights. There were wooden chairs, long benches, and a speaking desk. On the walls, black and white photos, maps with words on them. Each item seemed to tell a story. Toprak narrowed his eyes. In his imagination, he saw Ataturk standing at the front, and people talking with energy all around him. This place wasn't just a museum, it felt like walking inside time. When they left the museum, Toprak found a bench. He opened his notebook right away. He placed his pencil case on his knees and picked a colorful pen. Carefully, he began to write, "Republic means people rule themselves. In the parliament, everyone has an equal voice. Anıtkabir is not just a monument, it's a journey of respect." As he wrote, he was not just taking notes. He was writing what he felt. That notebook was now more than paper. It was a part of his heart. In the afternoon, they climbed to Ankara Castle. The roads were narrow, made of old stones. There were old stone houses and flowers growing on the walls. When they reached the castle wall, the wind started to blow gently. Toprak walked to the edge and looked at Ankara. He saw buildings, mosques, cars on the roads. But more than that, he saw stories. A family in every home, a student in every classroom, a hope in every street. Ankara was no longer just the capital for him. It was a city full of life and memories. All this exploring made them very hungry. They went to a small, cozy restaurant. There were low tables, and people sat on the floor. Toprak also sat down. His mom smiled and said, "Get ready, Ankara is coming." When the pot came, the smell was amazing. Toprak took his first bite and closed his eyes. The soft meat, warm rice, tasty vegetables. Everything came together like a celebration. Each bite felt like tradition, history, and hard work. At the end of the day, they stayed in a small but lovely hotel. Toprak lay in bed. His eyes were heavy, but his mind was awake. He stared at the ceiling and thought, the silence at Anıtkabir, the desk in the museum, the view from the castle, the taste of the food. All of it left a mark inside him. He opened his notebook one last time and wrote, "Ankara is the heart of history." Then he turned off the light. His eyes closed slowly. He didn't know where they were going tomorrow. But he knew one thing, this was not just a trip. It was a journey of learning, feeling, and growing, and it was just beginning.